you employ a resident of their state, whether you employ them by contract or you employ them as a regular employee, and whether or not they have direct responsibility for instruction of students within that state, it may still be a physical presence trigger. So for example, for our university, we have a resident, we have an instructor who lives in one of those states who currently teaches for our distance education program. He, oddly enough, has never actually taught a student who lives within his state, just because the class that he teaches has a pretty small enrollment. We've never had a student from his state enroll in that class. However, that state believes that as long as our institution is employing that person, and there is a potential that he could serve a student within their state, that constitutes physical presence. And so we are under the jurisdiction of that state. Contracting with another provider within that state to provide student services is almost always a trigger. And so if you contract with someone to provide tutoring or other kinds of support services, library services, lots of things that distance education might contract with an on-the-ground provider for, it's probably physical presence in that state. Not always, but often. You also want to make sure if you're not if your university has an arm which does recruitment that is separate from your office. So in our institution, because we're a public institution, our admissions department recruits all over the country for on-campus students. And in some states, they employ a person in another state for the purpose of recruitment because they might be a high yield state for us. So we might have a part-time person